Okay, so for today's lesson, we're going to be continuing on with odd and even numbers, but now we're going to extend it and we're going to be looking at numbers from 1 all the way to 100. So if you haven't done the previous lesson on odd and even numbers from 1 to 20, stop. Watch that lesson first, do that lesson, and then come back to this one. Okay? So the first thing we're going to be doing is identifying odd and even numbers. The next thing is we're going to try and apply that and find any even number, an odd number on 100 square. The third task is playing a top marks game, and the fourth is the worksheet. Okay, so for the previous lesson, you should have done something like this. And I told you to go from numbers from 1 all the way to 20, but then the next step was to find all the L's, or find all of the odd numbers, like these ones here. So if you should have done something like this. And there we have it. All of the odd numbers are in boxes now, L-shaped boxes. Do you notice something though? Do you notice that, for example, we look at 3 and 13, change that again, 3 and 13 are odd, 5 and 15 are odd, 17 is odd, and 19 is odd, and 11 is odd. And if you also notice, that's the same for the even numbers as well. 2 and 12 are even, 4 and 14 are even, 6 and 16 are even, 8 and 18, and 10 and 20. So how can we use this to find any number, to decide if it's either odd or even? Well, any number finishing with a 2 is even. Any number finishing with an 8 is even. So we can see all of these numbers here are even, 4 and 14. They're all even. So all we need to do is look at the last number, and it will tell us whether it is odd or even. So we're first going to start with these three numbers, 14, 27, and 76. Let's start with number 14 to begin with. Well, 14 finishes with the number 4, and that is an even number, so 14 is an even number. 27, let's have a look at 27. 27 finishes with the number 7, and 7 is an odd number, so 27 is odd. 76, well, the last number of 76 is 6. 6 is an even number, so 76 is even. Can you do these next ones by yourself? You'll need to pause the screen. So 55, 23, 84, 41, and 99. So the previous lesson, when playing with the top marks game, you should have played one of these three games just here. But today's lesson, I'd like you to have a go at doing either 1 to 50 or 1 to 100, finding the even and odd numbers. So this is today's worksheet, organising these numbers down here into odd and even, putting them into the right jars. So let's do the first one together. 8 plus 5 equals what? Now we can count on 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, or you could have jumped to 10 like we did a few lessons ago, so it's 13. So then I'm going to put, let me change that around, 13 into which box? Is 13 odd or is 13 even? Well, 13 finishes with 3, and I know 3 is odd, so I will put 13 into that box. You need to write the answers, please, and then cut them out and stick them into the right jar.